Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. We are so excited to have you again. Nigeria is still talking about the issue of trading our sovereignty for Chinese loan. And amazingly, the Minister of Transport have shocked Nigerians again as he's talking about another huge amount of money meant to be borrowed from the Chinese again, despite the fact that this one is causing a lot of controversy. But before we continue with details of the news and further analysis, we'd like to encourage you to please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish our videos. The Minister of Transport has again given reason. He asked the National Assembly not to probe the Chinese loan. The clause in the agreement signed by the Federal Ministry of Finance on behalf of Nigeria and Chinese Bank on September 28 has generated a lot of controversy in the country in recent days. Part of the agreement said that, and I quote, it said the borrower hereby irrevocably provides waives any immunity on the grounds of sovereign or otherwise for itself or its properties in connection with any arbitration pursuant to Article 85 thereof with the enforcement of any arbitral award pursuant thereto except for the military asset and diplomatic asset. However, the minister to open up on Tuesday that he asked the lawmakers not to go ahead with the probe in order not to scare the lender. Amaechi further explained that the country was about to apply for about $3 billion loan from Chinese to execute the rail from Port Harcourt to Maiduguri. The reason why I said that is because we have already applied for $5.3 billion to execute the rail from Ibadan to Kanu. We are about applying for about $3 billion to execute rail from Port Harcourt to Maiduguri. Don't forget the National Assembly approved the loan. It is unconstitutional and impeachable if you take a loan without any approval of the National Assembly. He wondered why the same lawmakers who approved the loan were now questioning the same loan and the terms of the loan, having looked at it before. If I am the lender, I will be worried. If they get worried, they will say, no, we will not approve the remaining loan you have applied for, he said. This is really a shocking one for us. We are trying to battle the issue of the loans that have been collected in the past and the clause that are therein. And here we are looking at another $3 billion loan from the Chinese bank. And I can assure you that the same clause obtainable in the other one is going to be well fitted into this one. Just to tell you that Nigeria, we are finding ourselves in a very difficult economic situation. Now, I'm just wondering, one of the questions that I will always love to ask these guys is, can we be futuristic? Let's look at the future. If you were in the shoes of the person who will be coming on board on 2023 to pay loans that you have no idea about, how would you feel? Yes, there may be some projects on ground to prove the benefit of the loan. But however, it is really wise for we to be able to attribute any asset or any developmental project to a particular administration. Everything that has to do with that asset must end with you. For you to borrow into the future, causing the new person, despite his manifesto, despite his plan, as he's coming on board, he can't do much because virtually all the monies he's going to be raising will be targeted at paying loans. The question is, who sent you? Did Nigeria send you to collect the loan? Did we say that we are tired of using the roads? We were very comfortable. The only issue that is making it, unpalatable is the fact that we have high level of insecurity and basic amenities like a road has not been provided. Because I can assure you that if the roads, we have good roads in Nigeria, we wouldn't with good roads and security. Nobody will be talking about rail. As much as there are good roads, we are comfortable with it. It would have been a luxury project that will come up when the economy is very robust. You can think of doing that. But unfortunately, that is not the case. We are seeing a situation here where people seem not to understand the future, seem not to pay any regards to what the future will bring. In other words, as I'm serving as the Minister of Transport, whatever becomes of the country after I leave, well, that's their own cup of tea. But I have to take decisions whether it is to the benefit or not to the benefit of the people, because you have to weigh the two sides of it. Yeah, you're providing asset, but how powerful is that asset? Okay, let's look at just the asset that has been provided. Okay, nice, train. The income that is going to be generated by this rail, is it enough to take care of the repayment on a monthly basis, so that we know that Ministry of Transport has a particular project that they executed, whatever they are going to be generating on a daily basis will be put in place to pay for the repayment of the loan. But this is not true. And Amaechi proposed that and all of that, but we had some sane people. Amaechi and federal government, they sat back and they said, for this administration, this is what we are going to do. But how about the National Assembly? They were in the best, because someone can bring a luxury projects to you to say, okay, go ahead with it. And you sit back, look through it, and give him reasons why you feel that you cannot approve this loan. And let him understand the implication of the provision of the agreement. But the National Assembly, just like he had said, and guess what? To some extent, you can't blame the executive. The legislature allowed themselves to be rubbish by what the executive brought forth. I can't blame the executive one day in this case, because if the executive, someone can just sit down and think of something very long, he comes up with it, and you are the one scrutinizing it. It went through you. You sit back, look through it, and say, well, we are not comfortable with what is on with this loan, and for that reason, we will split it to this point. Okay, we can only allow you to source for 1 billion, or we can only allow you to source for 200 million, or we do not even want you to source. That shows that you have an understanding. But they brought it before you guys. You stood your ground, you signed it, and then you are now reviewing it again and pointing to Nigerians why they shouldn't go ahead with the loan when the first point of the loan has already gone through. Is it not madness? It's something that is unthinkable. It's unbelievable that people can be charged with responsibility of this sort, and they fail woefully. They fail woefully. I'm telling you. I don't know. I'm just imagining how they can even talk to Amaechi about this. Because if I was in the position of Amaechi, I'll just tell you, well, I brought it up, or we brought it up. Federal government, we brought it up. It was a preposition. It was a proposal that we brought up to you guys. It was your duty to validate everything and then go ahead to append your signature or give your approval, and not to give your approval. And when we brought it, you guys saw reasons with us. Why didn't you complain at first that what was written in the agreement was actually Chinese? We do not understand Chinese. Why didn't you ask them for more time for you to go through it, deliberate over it over and over again? And the most amazing part of this whole thing is the fact that Senate approved it. House of Representatives pretended as if they were not going to approve it, only for us to wake up in 2020 and it was approved. Executive cannot be blamed. All my blame goes straight to the legislature. They are the cause of whatever situation Nigeria has found himself. And I'm just beginning to think how the people who elected them into that position will give them that chance again when it comes to 2023, when they have failed woefully, when they have shown Nigeria no iota of concern over their lives. Imagine where we are right now. Who can fix this thing now? Absolutely nobody. Just like Amaechi has said, well, the first quarter has been collected, so that they wouldn't be blamed about the issue of not bringing in development. You've got to approve the second one. Oh my God, this is unbelievable. I think if there is any form of action to be taken, it should be against the legislature. They are the one that have caused Nigeria this thing. Let's be hopeful. Amaechi said that whatever that they have done will be, Nigeria have already started the repayment of the loan. Let's be hopeful that the loan will be repaid. But guess what? as much as Nigeria is concerned, except an economist come into that position of leadership without his hands tied to his back by so-called political godfathers. Maybe he will be able to pay off, but it's going to be a tough pill. That's a bitter pill to swallow for the next administration. It's going to be a tough one. I wonder how they are going to do it, because at one point certain people will be called back to give proper account and detail of every expenses about that loan will be really sought for, because right now Nigeria is in a very wonderful state. That's why I'll just leave it. Go to our comment section, please. Let's interact. Do you think that is Amaechi that should be blamed over this case, or the legislatures? Because at this point, it's really weakening. I'm telling you the whole truth. Knowing that two houses, the lower house and the upper house, were alive, strong, and healthy, and they held that agreement in their hands, but yet they couldn't do anything